Hi, this is Imagination with the Healing Garden, and welcome to Pando. We are talking about the war on abuse. This is the Boycott the Unethical campaign. We also have Voice of the Voiceless, and we have Forgotten but Not Fallen as well. These three campaigns are what we are starting to, and I'm going to say raise awareness, but I really don't want to use that term at all because we're not going to be raising awareness so much as we are going to be raising education and ethical standards. There's a difference. So whenever any kind of an action is taken or done, this concept of we want to raise awareness, it's not a good strategy. And the reason why it's not a good strategy is because, all right, good, you're aware. Now what? And there's a lot more going on in the background. There's a lot more in the start. There's a lot more at the end. Just raising awareness is, well, it's complaining without direction or purpose. That's what it is. Complaining without direction or purpose. That is not what I want. And every time anyone raises awareness, they are literally complaining without direction or purpose. So we're not doing that at all. This is not raising awareness. What we're doing is we are educating. We are raising knowledge. We are raising education. And the second thing we are doing is we are also raising our ethical standards. That is a big one. Now, what that is doing by raising the standards is it's using your fourth perspective boundary. It's using your personal law to deny access so that if an abuser does hurt you, you can say, nope, we're done here, and just walk away. And then it's you taking action to change your personal rules to make sure that person and people like that person do not access you again. It's literally starving out the abusers from any victims. That's what we're doing. We're starving out the abusers. Starving out the abusers. Abusers feed off of their victims. So if you don't give them a victim, they can't eat. So we're going to starve them out. That's the plan. Starve them out. Now, in order to starve them out, it requires that their victims become educated, which is exactly what the plan is. We're going to be educating you. We're going to be providing you with the resources and training. We're going to be teaching you how to raise your ethical standards. And what's going to happen is their resources are going to diminish, which means they're either going to die out or change. It's that simple. Die out or change. So when they change, it is, I'm very optimistic, aren't I? When they change, like no doubt there, just when they change. So when they change, we basically have a space that's going to be welcoming anyone who needs to know how to be kind. We're going to have kindness classes. We do not use the word abuse over here in the sense of, oh, you're an abuser. We don't do that. As soon as they walk through the door, they are a recovering victim. We all are abusers and we all are victims, every one of us. It is absolutely a trademark of being abused. You cannot be abused and not hurt other people. And that is something every single one of us has to deal with. Welcome to the seventh ethic. So we're going to be walking you through the process. The moment you come over and you say, okay, uncle, I'm ready to learn how to be a decent person, you are officially a victim in recovery. And this is DIY education and DIY healing. And the reason why is because authority actually destroys self-authority. It's such a paradox. It really is a logical paradox. I'm going to explain it to you. When you have self-authority, it is your autonomy, having freedom and choice to go, well, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do. And you do it. That's self-authority. That is autonomy. If you are waiting for someone else to assign you authority, well, you don't have self-authority then. And if your authority was given to you by another authority, then you still don't have authority. See the paradox? It's about you deciding, you know what? I'm going to be the authority on this. I'm going to do it. Now, authority does not mean expert. It means you writing your story. That's why we call it authority. Author, authority. That's all it is. It's just you making a choice. That's all it is. This power concept, power is your energy. So it's your potential. So I'm going to take away all these glamour words of power, control. I'm going to show you what you're really saying. The real world word is, I have potential power. I have potential to do X, to choose. So you have potential to choose. And when you use your potential to choose, well, that makes you an author. That's it. That's it. It's your potential to choose as an author. That's really what you're doing. I want you to really sit with that concept for a minute. Your power, your potential to choose, and your freedom to choose. That's it. That's all it is your potential to choose and your freedom to do so. Well, that just made you an author, which is why we call it an authority. An ethical leader or a humble expert are the other two sides of this coin. And I want you to think about Yoda. I really want to go for the sage Yoda here. Okay? When you have your sage Yoda, that is an ethical leader who inspires and nurtures. Mother Teresa. And then you have your humble expert, which is sage Yoda. So you have your Yoda nurturing you at the bottom. And then you've got you with your potential freedom of choice. Where are you going to put it? You can't have your potential taken away from you. Physics doesn't work that way. The whole goddamn abusive crap is a delusion that they built to control you. And I've said this and I'm going to keep saying it. It's literally the game of got your nose. Do you really have no nose on your face? It's a delusion. I have seen toddlers break down hysterical, by the way, from this game. It's not funny. Don't play it. It literally, I have spoken to adults who have had serious trauma from got your nose. Don't play it. Well, this is a big version of got your nose, only it's got your power. Do they really have your power? Physics doesn't work like that. It's potential energy. You have the same potential energy on day 1 that you have on day 365 that you have on day 5,672. You have potential. It's about you choosing with your freedom of what you're going to do with that potential to direct it to where you want to go. Break that delusion. So when you are looking at this, it's a completely different mindset. It really is. It's so what the world really has is you are born with your autonomy naturally to decide, I'm going to have potential to choose freely where I'm going to put my potential. Where do you want to put it? By the time you were 4, you knew this. By the time you were 2, 3, 4, you were already playing something as an adult because you were aspiring to be that. That's your calling. That's where you belong. And then it's a matter of getting the skills and the resources, which are skills, to increase your asset, your brain, so that you can do your potential to drive it forward. That's exactly what we're doing here. That's exactly what this is. So we drive it forward, we steer it. That's all chain reaction science. You use physics to literally pump it up and then you steer it. So when you're dealing with traumas and you're recovering from them, the most helpful, nutritional thing you can do for your mind is this. What you need to do is take action. And that is one of the reasons why I have the ethical war. That's the action. You're supposed to take action with your abuse, but being violent is not an option for people. They don't want that. They don't want to be abusive or violent. You don't have to be. There's 3 stages of anger. There is the violent stage, which happens between the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th ethic. There is the communication stage, which happens at 4th, 5th, and 6th ethic. And then at the 7th, 6th, 7th, and on ethic, It's all strategic deliberation with taking positive action. We call this transformation of trauma. I literally planted a garden for mine. When I started digging out my traumas, I planted a physical garden. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. For every bit of pain I experienced, I dug a hole. And you know what? Mother Earth can take my hate. She did. She's a wonderful person. I dug that hole for an hour while I cried. And then I put a tree and a rose bush and a raspberry bush in its place. 2,000 trees later. And then 5 years after doing that, I had a massive garden, half an acre, with over 9 themed gardens. It was my first healing garden. And it was literally oh, so this is how much pain I've had. And then I went through divorce-ish. It was a different kind of divorce. And I lost my gardens. And I had no garden. So I built another one. This one's bigger. And this one literally represents, again, all the pain I've ever had. So I transformed all of my pain into the garden. And it's designed to give you a place to plant your pain. That's why we do this. You're supposed to be transferring your pain into something beautiful and positive. So we're going to teach you how to do that, because that is how you heal. That is exactly how you heal. Is taking action and taking all that hurt inside of you and projecting it into something positive and going forward with it, because you empower yourself when you do that. And when you empower yourself, you go, wow, look at that self-authority. Oh, look at that. I've had power the whole time. I have potential. Yes, you have potential. You can learn. You just weren't taught how to do so. So we teach that to you here. And then it's literally strategically getting you wherever it is you want to go using your life stream. Now we have 3 tiers here. And the tier you choose is 100% dependent only on how fast you want to go and how much money you have. So you can choose whichever tier you want. And these tiers are designed to nourish you to get you to the next tier. So if you want the uber awesome 3rd tier, great. Go through the 1st tier and you're going to get the resources and the training to get you to the 2nd tier so you can afford the 3rd tier. This is how you break out of the class system. This is exactly how I broke out of the class system. So I laid the stepping stones to show you how to break out of stigma. This is exactly how you break out of stigma. So we walk you through literally everything you need from tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3 so you can be stepping stoned, elevating out of your life. We use business to do this. We use turning you from a consumer into a resource generator. And that's exactly how it's done. And the more you become a resource generator, oh, the more money you make, the happier you are, the healthier you are. And the sooner you get right through stage 1. And stage 1 is literally designed to pick you up no matter where you are in life. If you are at rock bottom, which is where I was when I built and did Triadic Healing Part 1, rock bottom. And what that did is it absolutely nourished me back into health, strategically in a step-by-step order of operations called mathematical sequence. And when I got through it, I was ready for stage 2, which is called Triadic Healing Part 2. And that's when you become a cultivator. A lot of people are stuck at foundational, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone is stuck at foundational. A lot of people are stuck at foundational. You're supposed to have a cultivator teaching you how to get out of the foundational stage. But we don't have that in our society. So that's what I built. I built the cultivator to teach people how to go from stage 1 to stage 2 so you can get to stage 3. That way our economy stops toggling and we stabilize it. So this is the space. When you walk into the, so we're at war, join our war. It is, it's a pacifist's war. We are absolute pacifists here. And we are absolutely taking a very vocal, very take action stand against abusers. And it's simple. You're not going to be nice, then you're not going to play with us anymore. So I'm going to get my motor and I'm going to go over here with John Galt and I'm going to have a party over here. And when you're nice, you can come play. And it's that simple. They're acting like children because they weren't taught to be anything else. So it's a very simple, you're not going to be allowed to play with the big kids. And this is a space for the big kids. It's awesome over here. So absolutely come in. There's a lot of resources. It's absolutely a lot of resources. A lot of people, I've been back and forth with this on people. I've had some people go, wow, there are so many options. I'm overwhelmed. Other people saying, oh, you shouldn't give them so many options. You know who said that? The Russian government, back when they were communists. That's who said that. So don't tell me not to give people options. Don't tell me not to give people options. Freedom equals options. I know this shit. So I give people options. It's a lot. If you feel overwhelmed, well, we have, first of all, a thing over in our emotional educational center to teach you how to manage overwhelm, but also just get on a Zoom call with me. Get on a Zoom call, tell me what you need, and then I will match you up to the right ratio of everything we've got. So you don't have to go through everything. You just tell me what it is you want, and we'll pull all apart all your dreams, and we will build you your dream for you. So you just focus on your dream. You just tell us what your dream is, and if you don't know what your dream is, we got that covered too. That's all we do here is we literally turn mermaids into CEOs and CEOs into mermaids. That's all we do. We are just dream builders. So all you need to know is either your dream or that you want one. That's all you got to do. Bring that to me, and we'll get you set up. We got the rest covered. So thank you so much. May the kindest of words always find you.